just stay true to what you're doing, no matter what your role is. Okay, no matter what your role is. But congratulations, man, first win. Hey, by 1 or by 21, it's all the same at the end of the day. This team is destined.
Football is back, baby, this Sunday. NDSCS Wildcats host Jamestown JV.
JUCO product shouldn't mean anything bad to anyone. I think it's great. It's a second chance at football again.
The relationships that we develop with the stories or the moments will live on forever.
You know, grind so much and dream so big, you know, for that better opportunity.
Back at home, it's a big city. It's not really like this, but like everyone knows everyone out here. Like I go to Walmart, oh, you're the starting quarterback.
You know, my mom always says that God made the world out of a whole lot of things that you don't know.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you may go.
So, you know, we just all start going at each other. You have the coach. You might have the coaches arguing with each other. When it's time to be out there, it's time to be on that field. Even though you my family and you my friend, when you put on that jersey, I don't know you.
JUCO is like survival of the fittest. You either come hard, come with it, because, hey, only the toughest survive. That's why I love it.
You know, these are really good people, that are really good at the game of football.
And then we'll put in the time on the field, in the film room, and then we'll load it up, man, and go and win a championship, okay? Great.
1, 2, 3, yes! 4, 5, 6, family!
Wildcats got to this point after a first-round bye as the top seed, a 34-20 win.
Well, to be honest with you, I go by Rushel, but my kids would tell you Rushel. So, honestly, due to the military, I have gone by everything underneath the name of the book, so it makes no difference. They got an old man on their team.
What is a JUCO product?
The lowest of the low for football. You don't feel entitled to anything. I think it's just a phrase for the grind.
So, the things that we need to do today are put on your hard hat, bring your lunch pail, and go to work!
North Dakota State College of Science football is on the air. Now, here's the voice of the Wildcats, Brad Anderson.
Well, it is time for another football season here in the Southern Valley, and the North Dakota State College of Science Wildcats have become one of the top teams in the MCAC since, believe it or not, this has it's been a decade. 2014 when the Wildcats joined the MCAC for football. Things have changed. There have been some schools that have dropped football in that time, and we're down to 7 teams in the MCAC, but still a good league. And after COVID-19 and the levels above us, NAIA and the four-year schools, NCAA schools as well, we've seen some talent go through the cracks, and I think the level of play has improved. I think the quality of athlete, student athlete, has definitely improved as well. Big question is at quarterback. We will see Jacob Maddock to start at quarterback. The incumbent, Keegan Bishop, who was the backup last year to Drew Boxwell, I'd imagine he will see some snaps today as well. They've got a bevy of running backs and an explosive young man at Travion Carruthers. As Travion Carruthers back this year is Carruthers, who really proved to be a hybrid as a runner and a receiver, and a big play and even at times as a return man as well. In 2023. Maddock on first down. Actually, it's going to be Keegan Bishop that'll start here at quarterback first. Little swing pass out. It's caught by Travion Carruthers, number 4 this year, and a big play guy. as he gets to the outside, 45-50. He's at the 45 and up the numbers far side. Mekhi Jackson, leading rusher, coming back as he picks up 16, finding a burst and a Wildcat first down. Low snap, digs it out, and the kick partially blocked. They got a hand on it. It'll take a bit of a bounce, taken by the Jimmies, and around the 30, the ball came out. Three-receiver formation, H-back to the right. It's first and 10 on the 18-yard line. Give to Kane, short side, gets a block, 15. He's at the 10, first down and more to the 5. Game tackled and down, out to the 4-yard line. Jackson to the left of Bishop. Give to Jackson up the middle, veers off left, has room, and he's in for a Wildcat touchdown.
Let me get out there. Let me, show my skills. And, it was fun. It was good. Shout out to all them schools. Shout out, wonderful feedback, positive feedback. Just learning as far as, hey, man, you got it. But, hey, make sure you do this. Make sure, have the ball like this, a different way to carry the ball, at them higher levels, Division I levels. So I was just taking in all the, learning opportunities and, just all the positive feedback from them coaches, really means a lot,
Gabe Lyons, Mr. All-State wrestler. Once he gets hands on you, you're going to get slammed. He's another technically sound guy.
Griffin looks left. Now looks to his right, sidesteps to his right, being chased. He's out of the pocket, he'll run to the 40, to the 35, and wrestled from behind. Ball came out as he went down, and there'll be a flag for a horse collar call as he got brought down up by the neck. Yeah, that's a dangerous tackle as he got grabbed by the neck and set down, so the horse collar call against Jamestown. It happened right in front of the Science sideline. Yeah, when he went down like that, the flag came out pretty quick. It's a dangerous, violent sport to begin with, and something like that, especially when you're running full throttle like that, you probably can hear footsteps coming, and down he goes.
Yeah, well, when we came in to camp, we came in with 5 quarterbacks. And, we were really trying to identify who that number 1 was going to be. And then we had Jaden Griffin, who, was a corner for us last year and played quarterback at Moorhead High as a backup. And they were all unique and productive. Unfortunately, we lost Jaden in the first game. He tore his knee up on a horse collar tackle.
Big hand for Jaden Griffin.
Quarterback keeper Bishop gets down low, into the pile, and is in for a Wildcat touchdown. 2-yard plunge for the touchdown. So Bishop in for the score, makes it 13-6.
The Wildcats got a sack to end the first half by Mason Pagel, and for the first time in a long time, you could hear the decibel levels rise here at Frank Verton Field. A nice crowd for the 2024 home opener. Tyvon Cade was a bull in a china shop today. It's going to be fun to watch him bounce around out there, pop some pads this fall.
When you're running, everything's just slowing down. I feel like everything's just dead silent. And you're just trying to catch the ball. That's the only thing that you really hear is the ball coming down.
But not before another Wildcat.
A little sprinkle of Michael Douglas Jr. to end this ball game.
We got a lot of guys. Some guys maybe didn't get in. Some guys did. Just understand, everybody is a big part of what we do, okay? And I don't want you guys thinking that we don't love you or anything like that. It's one of those deals, man, where, we weren't blowing anybody out, okay? And just stay true to what you're doing, no matter what your role is, okay? No matter what your role is. But congratulations, man, first win. And we've already had some bumps here already, We don't need to start that with instructors, okay? Make sure that you put the time in, man. Your bank, you guys are investing in your future with your own money, okay? So make the most of it. Invest in yourselves, then get there, okay? Make the most of it. And a well-rounded person becomes a well-rounded teammate to a well-rounded team that's going all the way to the top of the mountaintop, man. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. I'm not afraid to talk about that, man. This team is destined. Yeah, you got full meal plans, all that. The other thing is, come see me if you owe me a little cash. Okay, and then we get that kind of rolling a little bit again.
I just think that we, brought in a lot of really good young men that want to take a shot on, the investment in themselves and trying to, get on to another level, but first helping us win football games.
Coach is like, I don't know, he brings fire in you, but he can also bring like that emotional side.
Hey, all day, boys. Love all of you. Play your ass off.
We always used to pray, which is like a thing that I did in high school, but coming here is like, now I see that everyone does it. It just gives you a better feeling, let you know that your team has your back. And he just brought that emotional side where he told us how he cared about us a lot. He really wanted us to succeed. So he makes sure that we stay on the right path no matter what we're doing. He always has our back.
Did your mom have to kind of take a look at NDSCS?
How she said it is, she my manager. She felt like he was the most genuine out of all of them. And he was answering questions. He wasn't answering them just like, you come down here, you're gonna be starting, I'm gonna treat you so. You gonna have competition, I want you to start, but it depends on how you play. So she was just like, yeah, I want him, that's who you're going with. So yeah, she kind of just my manager and my rock and everything.
You don't come here and you get like a fake story. They're gonna let you know if you're here, if you're not. If you need to work on this, if you don't. So nothing here is fake. Everything that they tell you is true. If you have to work on it, you gotta work on it to become a better player. So I feel like that makes us stand out more than other teams.
Nestled in the southern Red River Valley on the Minnesota-North Dakota border, an area rich in agriculture and home to the second oldest two-year college in America, NDSCS, Wahpeton, North Dakota is a small-town sports haven.
Campus misses the bunt, but the runner is safe at home. It's going to be a steal of home plate. Wahpeton wins. Wahpeton wins on a Carter Hawkert steal of home plate.
Bordering Breckenridge, Minnesota has an even smaller population of 3,500. Its claim to fame being the birthplace of Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Cheryl Tiegs, and a few sports championships of its own at Breckenridge High. North Dakota State College of Science may compete in the lowest level of college football, NJCAA D3, but the Wildcats are no stranger to the national spotlight.
If you want to accomplish things, there are things you have to sacrifice and be willing to do. I keep pushing myself to my limit, and I have yet to find my breaking point.
This past July, Army and National Guard veteran Ray Rushel returned to his adopted home of Wahpeton, North Dakota. Population, 8,007.
He said 1991, I'm 49. When I told him my age, he's like, wait a minute, you're older than me.
1, 2, 3, hey!
Nose guard, Ray Rushel, son of Raymond Rushel.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your sophomore football student athletes.
Having 51-year-old Army vet Ray Rushel on the team, what was your first impression of seeing Big Dog Ray put the pads on?
So I met him last year for a little bit. I think he was helping Coach Keller, and so I didn't even know that he was a player. So I just started calling him coach and everything, and then he was just like, I play here, right? I'm just finna go out. And he was finna deploy. I forgot where. I mean, I never knew that you could come back. Like, I thought you had to like be from out of high school or.
Ray was saving his eligibility until he hit his prime.
Yeah, because I'm like, whoa, like. But it's fun, man. I think he brings a whole another level of maturity to our squad, especially defensively wise, you know. And then just every time, you know, when we go out somewhere, they always like everybody heard of Ray, so they're like, "Where's the old man?"
When we all seen Ray, we seen how he did his warm ups, we seen how he was in practice. He never let his age define who he was or, you know, dictate how he played. He always was 100%. He always went hard. So when we all seen Ray doing it, we was like, we can do it too.
Yes, sir. How you doing? I made it back just in time for deployment. Hey, God bless you, man. Great.
A familiar name is back on the roster. I don't know if he'll play me today, but Ray Rushel, who did some military service last year, in fact was deployed overseas. He is back, and I saw Ray on the sideline. He is dressed and is back in school here at NDSCS.
Middle screen goes to Rashad Madden, and making the tackle for not much gain is Ray Rushel.
We've never seen you guys in the same room, so everybody's been wondering, are you or are you not Captain America?
Oh, I am definitely not Captain America. Definitely not.
You had me fooled.
I have served numerous deployments overseas in Middle East. I have spent some time in Europe as well. So with all those, and also I did a rotation down in Washington, D.C. as well.
NDSCS is a JUCO powerhouse by many measures, winning countless conference and region titles in football, basketball, and volleyball. Former head basketball coach Stu Engen, now an assistant at Idaho State, has over 600 career victories, including a 323-60 record at NDSCS. The women's program completed a 16-point comeback to win the Region 13 championship in 2025 and secured the team's first ever win at the D1 National Tournament in 2024. Volleyball is no slouch either, earning NJCAA DIII National Runner-Up honors in 2001 and 18 conference titles under the leadership of head coach Jane Pesa, who boasts a ridiculous 704 wins across 24 consecutive winning seasons. The softball team captured the school's first ever national title in any sport in 2023 at the D3 World Series under the tutelage of head coach Mike Elke.
Knock it off! With her injury, Strauss played her freshman spring season at less than 100%, but still broke the school strikeout record by 118 Ks.
I had the mindset of I'm not settling for anything less than first place.
The Wildcats did just that, using a 6-run bottom of the 7th inning in the national championship to walk off Corning and win the first national title in any sport in school history.
NDSCS has seen many athletes thrive after transferring to the Division I NCAA ranks, including James Bateman, a 1,000-point scorer at Loyola Marymount. Bateman recently dropped the first 50-point game in the NBL since 2014.
Bateman, one last chance, gets into the paint. And one! James Bateman eclipses 50 points.
All right, thank you much. Good afternoon as we are here at Mountain Iron Buell High School in Mountain Iron, Minnesota, just underway, and our apologies for the technical difficulty.
Mountain Iron Buell, I took a wrong turn, added an hour to our trip, took us 6 hours to get here, running on 3 hours of sleep, forgot to bring the Comrex, so Brad is doing the radio call on his cell phone. But, you know, that's part of being a JUCO product, I guess.
Glad we could get the game to you here from Mountain Iron Buell High School.
And Mesabi's no joke, man. Okay, we played them two games right here, and they were to the wire last year, and I know they're just waiting for us to come up there, and everybody's got a target on our back because we're the standard. So we've got to outwork our opponent every day, in every phase, not just on the field, but off as well.
Who'd you try to model your own football game after?
You know, honestly, like Barry Sanders, Marshawn Lynch.
So Bishop is 2 of 4 on this drive. They convert on a 4th down. Gathered in by Trenton Lewis. Bishop scrambled for 6 to the 16-yard line. Good for a Wildcat first down. 2 for 2 on 4th downs on this possession. So pick up a 7. 3 carries, 21 yards. A first down close to the goal line and in for a Wildcat touchdown. Wasn't Cade, it was number 3, Ishmael Holloway in for the touchdown. 3rd down and long from the 23-yard line. Shotgun snap, back to throw from the 30. Rolling left is Mosley. Being chased to the outside by Cabrera and sacked by Cabrera.
First, we got Mark. Mark Cabrera. That's who I see as a real leader. You know, he's the captain of our defense. You know, like as I say, I'm just a player. You know, like he'll call a play. Hey, Mark, what I got on this? Go, da-da-da. All right.
Here is Bishop in trouble, back to throw, and trying to get away, and he can't. He's sacked. The 30-yard line, from the 12 to the 30, that goes a whopping 58 on the punt for Manival.
It was 14-10. Mesabi led at halftime. Jonathan Mosley had a touchdown run. He wasn't feeling well.
My bad, I'm cramping. You good? You hurt? No, I'm just cramping. Good job, coach! I know. Good job. Appreciate you, brother.
Ishmael Holloway stumbles, stays on his feet. Knocked loose, stays on his feet. Second effort is in for a Wildcat touchdown.
Catch is complete to Emmanuel Holloway, who brings it in for a Wildcat touchdown.
Took a licking and kept on ticking. Blitz up the middle, Mosley pops once, he'll fire a wobbler, it's intercepted. Kicked off of the 27-yard line.
They got some big plays on some 50-50 balls, and I just told our guys, like, those will start coming our way if we just keep playing hard.
And the offensive coaching staff is to try and get Travion Carruthers the ball as much as you possibly can. Such a game breaker, whether it be running or passing. And
to Carruthers, 46 on the touchdown as he came in motion and got free, and they again got their playmaker in space and let him cook.
Go! Get it! Way to work. Good.
Trey, get in. Come on, son. I told you. Hey, I told you, Club. Come on. Who's not? Who's not? Who's not?
First week of fall camp of last year, it was my coach, Coach Wash, and some stuff went down. Yeah, stuff happens, but he's no longer with the team. But when he first seen me and I was running my routes, he liked how my routes was and stuff. And then he named me Peanut. But I can't even be mad at him because that's what I was born with. My godmom always called me Peanut. So I've been hearing that my whole life.
The keeper, Madden, heads left with it, gets a block, gets a second, first down, 20, 15 down the sidelines.
You know, we said go out and just do you. And I think he became relaxed after the first couple throws that he hit.
On a big play, and a read option look, single coverage. Lewis to the inside shoulder, got free, 40 yards for the touchdown after the penalty backed him up. First and goal from the 1. Almost 7 minutes elapsed on this drive for the Wildcats. Their first scoring drive of the game took over 7.5 minutes.
Keegan Bishop suffered a concussion in that game. That was where Jacob Maddock took over.
Stay tuned. Hey, LBs. Just give me my
Sammy Miller, you know, was a returning, you know, all conference player, first team all conference player from Texas. Has that speed and put it on him pretty good. And I think he had 5 QB hits outside the pocket. And when you're getting hit in the chest by him, you know, you're bound to, you know, get some of that, your insides kind of come out on you, especially running too. So
I didn't do too good in school. And so, you know, I didn't really have nowhere to go. So I kind of just sent out my film and my recruiting to every JUCO in the nation. And Coach Iz was like one of the few ones that got back to me, and we started talking. Now I'm here all the way from Texas.
Because the hardest thing about getting a player from down south is getting mom to agree. You know, like if mom doesn't go for it, they ain't coming. I mean, that's just how it is. It doesn't matter if they're 18 grown men or not. You know, mom is king, so.
Talking about hitting somebody hard, I see you out there and looks like the Kimbo Slice $50 tackle, just lighting people up. You keep it laid back before kickoff, you're clowning around quite a bit. Does that help you play when the show starts?
Yeah, I tried being more serious, like I think after the Minnesota West game.
That don't make no damn sense. 10 flags is too many damn plays. Come on, bro. That's a liability at that point. I don't give a damn. Nobody want to hear your mouth.
And it didn't feel like me. Football is business, but it's a fun thing too, you know? And whenever you're trying to treat it like it's, you know, you gotta do everything right, you gotta be perfect. I think that's when you start getting in your head. So for me, it's just more, you know, like I'm out here with my family, these my guys, you know, a lot of them. Like I was in Minneapolis the other day and I had to call on one of them to come get me. And one of them came and got me. So, you know, I'd rather just joke around with my family instead of trying to be all Mr. Serious. know, my mom always says that God made the world out of a whole lot of things that you don't know. So, you know, understand that sometimes you just don't know. You might have a way of stacking boxes that works pretty well for you, but I might have an even faster, better way for you, you know? But if you don't want to listen, you'll never get to gain it.
Yeah, that's actually a great piece of advice for anybody listening inside and outside of sports.
Hey, cats on three, family on six. 1, 2, 3, cats! 4, 5, 6, family!
You know, we threw Jacob in there, and he did some good things, and then we found out that Keegan actually had a concussion. And so that kind of, you know, that obviously changed things. It was nice to see Jacob kind of, you know, take over a game, and those are the things that we saw in recruiting that he was able to do. And he's got a little bit of Graydon competitiveness in him. He's a fighter, and you know, we got after him for not running the football, you know, out of the pocket a couple times in the game. And once we said, hey, start running the football, then you saw he'd get some chunk plays.
My style is I'm like an extender. I like to make plays. If I'm in that pocket, I like to run around, go throw the ball deep somewhere. But like I like to compare myself to like Justin Herbert, a little bit slower, but can still throw the ball deep with good accuracy.
You know, what you really want is a confident quarterback. You know, there's that balance between confident and cocky, and knowing Jacob and the kind of person he is, it's confidence. I had a talk with him. I know Coach Reese has had a talk with him. I'm pretty sure all of the players were like, just let it loose, and you saw kind of the fruits of that.
You guys are taking on M State on Sunday, and tell me a little bit about this big rivalry game. We call it the Border Battle now.
Yep.
And how fun is it that you get to take on your rival for a trip to the MCAC title game?
A lot of fun. I'm very pumped for the game. I know they've been our big rival. I mean, I saw it firsthand last year, and watching my brother, they get pretty scrappy sometimes.
Oh yeah, it was nasty for a few years there.
Yeah, it was. Dad always taught me to get up early. We're getting up at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, make sure I do chores before school. And I mean, chores every day. I mean, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, doesn't matter. Like, it's a holiday. Yeah, you get school off, but guys got to eat too. So.
Yep.
Coach, when they tell you all week, they say that you don't know how we're going to pull it off, right?
But we did!
Yeah, I got my oil change the other day, and he thought we were going to get our ass kicked.
It's the people right here and the people that came and supported us.
Yes, sir.
They that are the family, man.
Title game in the MCAC final in St. Cloud 2 years ago, won by the Wildcats 19-0.
Smells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. Closing my wounds like stitches. Casting these spells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. I'm on a whole different mission, living my life, I don't need no permission. Letting my demons fly this exorcism. Say with the boss, now I'm fresh out of prison. No kidding, stand up guy on stage, I ain't missing. Yeah, bear witness, out in the woods, I don't need no convincing. Yeah, man up, took a whole bunch, but I got the bands up. Yeah, what's luck? Just what you make and your time spent up. Yeah, that's all. Rocks at the bottom, but I bounce off them all. Yeah, I stand tall, even when my back is back against the wall. Yeah, step up, take a bow, it's my show now. Hocus pocus, whoops, I let it go now. I cannot be stopped, this immortal. All these lines outlive me, they a portal. Close my wound like stitches, casting these spells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. Close my wounds like stitches, casting these spells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. Close my wound like stitches, casting these spells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. Close my wounds like stitches, casting these spells like witches. I'm on a broom, up by the moon, washing my mind like dishes. Up by the moon, we both full and shiny. Climb out the tomb, like I am the highest. Thinking that you just made me the highest. But I gotta keep climbing though, I am not tired. Energy from this, it just got me wired. Shoppers are big at the pace, Michael Myers. Just getting started, I'll never retire. I got the fire in me, firefighter. Climbing these stories, burning through allegories. More or less, born in the stress. I'm still there, so I cannot rest. Yeah, restless soul still blessed though. Yeah, little retreats like Echo. Yeah, setting him free, no Velcro. Doing my best and God know. I don't need another Novino. Step up, take a bow, it's my show now. Hocus pocus, whoops, I let it go now. I cannot be stopped, it's immortal. All these lines outlive me, they a portal.
Can't beat a Wildcat.
So it wasn't like no bad blood. Like we wasn't talking smack to each other, none of that. It was all just cool, good game. And it wasn't like the years before, like last year. Last year it was bad.
Yeah, that game was, it was a different type of feeling. I don't know. When you know you got to fight for something and you know it's like something on the line, I feel like that puts more effort into it, you know?
Was it pretty? No. But by 1 or by 50, it doesn't matter. We're 1-0. That's all that matters. Big congratulations and response.
So I see you trash talking quite a bit out there, like kind of Larry Bird style, but can you please explain in the best you can what it means when you refer to the defensive back as booty?
What I'm saying is like basically he can't guard me, and we need to pick on him. That's really what I'm talking about, yeah.
Why do you think that they put a target on you like that and try to lay it on you a little bit extra?
Because last year I had one All-American, and I feel like no team is trying to injure me, but they're trying to just like get theirs. Like I can't be mad at it because hey, that's how good of a player I am. So hey, I just gotta be ready for whatever comes at me.
Now here's the voice of the Wildcats, Brad Anderson.
It's a homecoming weekend here in Wahpeton this afternoon at Skip Pitt Alumni Stadium, Frank Verton Field. We start to put the wraps on homecoming 2024 as the NDSCS Wildcats get set to take on the Central Lakes College Raiders. Cloudy homecoming day, but boy, it is a lot of wind as the Central Lakes College Raiders come in.
Honestly, I think this week we will come out so much better here in the first half because it's just the stress. People got to put the stress behind them. It's just football. Just got to play football today. I think today we're going to do that.
Handoff. No, the play fake. It is Maddock. First down and more. He's at the 30, outside, 25 to the 20. He might go. 15, 10, 5, and he's down inside the 5. Single back toss. Burkle, right side, finds a lane, gets outside. He's at the 2 and is forced out of bounds close to the 1 yard line. Forced out by Tuckett, or did he get in? He did get in for the touchdown. In trouble, and he'll be sacked. Trying to step up in the pocket, and he stepped right into the pressure as whole host of Wildcats there. Bagel and Sammy Miller. Wind up Tyson right behind him, almost as an H-back to try and give him that little extra nudge into the end zone. Maddock, quarterback sneak for the touchdown. 13-0 Science. Put 8 in pass coverage. Back to throw. Rolling right. His pass into traffic downfield. Got tipped. It's picked off. Marshall threw a glorified jump ball. There was a whole mass of humanity at midfield, and Amari Walton Hunter kind of about 2 yards back of the pile. Caught it off the tip. Handoff. Douglas again has some room. 15. Gets a block outside. 10. 5. Stay in bounds. He'll score. Touchdown Wildcats. Marshall back to throw. Pops once. In trouble trying to escape. He does deliver the pass. It's picked off. It's Cabrera at the 20, and he will get a touchdown on a gift. Marshall, out of desperation, flipped it right into the hands of Mark Cabrera. It's a 20-yard pick six, 25-0. Cabrera being mobbed on the sidelines. A 20-yard pick six, and Cabrera said, "Look what I found." Lewis, they'll send Trayvon Rodriguez in motion, takes the toss, comes back inside, and is in for a Wildcat touchdown.
Rodriguez on the carry in for a Wildcat touchdown.
Congrats, man.
Love you, man.
Okay. Have a day, okay?
Ishmael Holloway. He is a dog, and he is a scoring threat. So talk about him as a wide receiver.
He has the best hands I've ever seen in my life. He came out of high school playing quarterback here, and so even in practice, he gets a couple reps at quarterback, and you can just see him throw the ball. He's just an athlete. He can throw it like 60 yards, perfect spiral, and then even me, I'll throw it 60 yards downfield. He'll jump up over our Group 1 defense and snag it on their head. It's crazy to see. He makes the most unbelievable one-hand catches in practice, too, that no one will ever see.
So hopefully he makes one today, and we can get it on video.
Back to the left of Maddock in the gun. Takes a snap of the 15. Here comes pressure off the edge. He sidesteps it deep downfield. Emmanuel Holloway's open. Makes the catch. 45. Stay at his feet to the 30. To the 20. To the 10. To the 5. And to the house. 79 yards. Touchdown Wildcats. Made a fingertip grab. Stumbled but stayed on his feet. Stayed in bounds down the near sideline. They hit the home run. Now it looked like an ankle injury, and they've got ice on that ankle and got the crutches for him. Right now, the health of Jacob Maddock might be a concern coming into next week. They may be down to, it might be Ishmael Holloway at quarterback, but we shall see.
You know, you get a guy like Michael who's a downhill runner. He's not a get in the hole and try to sort it out. He's a, I'm going to run through you, around you, under, whatever.
I'm not trying to glaze here, but I mean, Mike at running back. I grew up in North Minneapolis. Not easy to do things that I wanted to do because the place I was around. It wasn't just a good environment overall. Some of my cousins went down another path too, a bad path, but I stick to the better side. So it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. But when I got to Blaine, it was much better. Yeah, my parents made sure I kept my head on the swivel. Always made sure I was following the right path. When I first got here, I was telling everybody that I know how I play based off how I did in high school. So I was kind of a little cocky with it. I got humbled a little bit, but I knew I was capable of performing when it came to it. So when that game came, I heard a song that played. It was Superstar by Luke, but I forgot his name. Yeah, that song played, and I just knew I was going to have a day. And it turned out I had a day.
Wildcats had 413 yards of total offense in that win at Rochester, ran for 322. Michael Douglas Jr. had a big game, 17 carries, 146 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Have found themselves a home run hitter at tailback. And he wears number 21, Michael Douglas Jr.
When I get the ball in my hand, it just feels like I can keep going forever and ever.
Ishmael Holloway, the fourth quarterback of the year for the Wildcats. He adjusted well. He ran for 106 yards and a touchdown. And when called to pass, 8 of 12, 91 yards, although he was picked off twice in the game.
Having to switch to quarterback after everybody else went down with injuries, what was the most difficult part?
I would say the most difficult part was just having to, switch
the mindset, I already had the mentality of, I want to win, we got to win and we got to, progress as a team. But when you switch to QB, it's a totally different role. You kind of got the key of the offense, and you kind of got to make those changes, as a leader, of the team as a whole. So when I was at receiver, I was, just a guy, not just a guy, but like, I had my role on the team, and I fit in with that. But once I switched to QB, it's like, all eyes on me now,
Sam Burkle led at 67 yards.
Leading up to this, we can clock the game. And when he took that snap, I saw immediately the ball go out like this. I'm like, oh boy.
I fumbled at the end of the game, and it gave them a big chance to come back and win the game. And when I got to the sideline, I just got down on one knee and I was praying. I was praying. I didn't even look. I was just praying, and I just heard everybody screaming. And I got up, and one of us had got a pick.
There were a lot of tense moments there from that fumble on. The play that you're talking about, completely luck. I mean, he's supposed to go with 2 on the slant, and it would have simply been the corner on an island with that guy. Jareel went up and tipped the ball. Of course, he misjudged the jump. And he tips
on his way down a little bit.
And you can see the receiver turn, and he's like, I'm going to score a touchdown. And all of a sudden, Avon out of nowhere, intercepts the ball. And if he doesn't peel off at 2, the game's over. They win. We're number 2. They're number 1. We get West. Yeah, and I think like Avon is a guy that, has got a lot of talent. He's fast. He's a big corner. And he completely read that. The inside linebacker carried the vert really well. And so I think it gave him a little bit of confidence to go and chase that.
Some of my breakaways, I had good lead blocking. So I just really trust my blockers.
What would you say makes you effective in opening up the gaps for the running game? What do you do best on the line?
Pulling, for sure. When I pull, I know, what I got to do. That's one of the most fun things to do as an O-lineman. You don't really get the, credit. I feel like, when the running back score, they're getting celebrated, but you got to block and make that happen. So it comes with the game. You got to come with what it takes. As an O-lineman, I heard something and really stuck to me. If you let up a sack one game, you're probably gonna lose your spot. But if you allow 1 sack, he's gonna be all conference. That's something I try to live by. It's a good saying.
You're not used to getting a week off, but the Wildcats earned that with a wild win in Rochester, a come-from-behind victory where the Wildcats had to survive a late scare. We'll get you ready for playoff football here in just a matter of moments. The North Dakota State College of Science Wildcats 1 win away from getting back to the MCAC championship this afternoon. They will get set to take on the M-State Fergus Falls Spartans. It is the 3rd time in the last 4 years that these 2 teams have met in the postseason.
MCAC postseason and an NJCAA Region 13 championship. Whoop. Back-to-back seasons. 3 times in 4 years. That's what you're playing for. So, the things that we need to do today are put on your hard hat, bring your lunch pail, and go to work!
They beat Rochester and then they lose bad to Mesabi, so they're a little up and down. But what I do know is everybody wants to beat the Wildcats, and they'll be ready today.
So we're hoping to turn that running team to a passing team and make them try to air it out to our little DBs. They be strapping stuff up.
On first down, Cashman fires left side. It's intercepted. It's Jackson to the 40, and he has a path to the 20, 15. 1 man to beat at the 10, at the 5. He's in. It's a Wildcat touchdown. Malik Jackson picked it off of the 40. Zigzagged around 1 defender and scores. Jackson makes a play. The defense gets their 2nd score of the year. 6-0 Cats. Madden wide to the right. They might set up for Madden here. They're going to go deep downfield instead. Intercepted again. Guess who? Malik Jackson at the 20-yard line. Second pick for Malik Jackson of the game as he points up and says, that's 2, boys.
His knowledge of the game, the way he studied film, how he knew the system. I mean, he really was kind of the quarterback back there, making sure everybody was getting lined up right. So, you know, his higher knowledge of being in those situations, his higher knowledge of our playbook, what the offense is doing, and who the key people are in that. I think he ranks right up there with the best that we've ever had here.
At 7, Ishmael Holloway. Douglas again, first down and more. 25 to the 30, 35. It's a foot race. He's at the 50, 45, 40. Veers back to the middle, the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and a Wildcat touchdown. 79 yards. He got loose, and his longest run of the year gives Science a 13-0 lead.
We knew that he had that talent. I don't know if we knew he was that talented. You know, he really did do some amazing things.
Yeah, man, Mike Douglas, he's an electric player, you know, on and off the field. He just has that, you know, he just has a great personality. He's a really lit up kid. You know, I think he loves the game really much, like really good. And, you know, just handing the ball up to Mike, I just know, you know, he's going to make something happen. You know, he's explosive, he's quick, you know, and he's smart. You know, for this to be his first time playing college football, he's very smart.
Cashman now rolling out left, chased by Pagel, in trouble and sacked by Sammy Miller at the 35. Third and long, handoff, Madden, 35-40. He's got some room. He's at the 45 to the 40. It's a foot race to the 30, 25-20, and Rashad Madden is gone. 65 yards and an M State touchdown. And M State's on the board at 14-6. Snap, high snap, gathered in, placement. Manteufel's kick is up, and it is good. And Manteuffel makes it a 4-point game. Handoff, it is Tyler again. Shakes a tackle, 45, gets loose of the 40, outside, 35 to the 30, and Tyler is wrestled out of bounds inside the M State 30. Quick pass, end zone slant. It is into the end zone. Did he hang on? Yes! Trayvon Rodriguez with a catch and a Wildcat touchdown. Fargo, Oak Grove, Grover in. Trayvon Rodriguez for 4 yards, 20-10 Wildcats. Downfield, it is Carruthers. No, Rodriguez to the 25 to the 20. He's on his way. 10-5, end zone. 70 yards and a Wildcat touchdown. Trayvon Rodriguez, he hit one short. He hits one long. 70 for the score, 27-10 Cats. Back to throw, in trouble, and sacked. Victor Espinoza got him at the 32-yard line. They better hurry. But Jaden Manteuffel will try it. It's going to be 48 yards. And it is. Did he clear it? No, short. That'll end the first down. It's NDSCS 28. M State Fergus Falls 10. Holloway gives to Jackson. Trying to bounce it off to the left. Bouncing off tacklers close to the goal line. Is he in? He is. It's a Wildcat touchdown. Makai Jackson in from 4 yards out. Fighting his way to the goal line. Jackson in for a score. 80-yard drive for the Cats. It's 34-17. Kickoff is fumbled. Dropped. It's loose at the 25-yard line. Ball is loose. Still fighting for it as the ball bounced forward at the 30. Who has it? No official signal from the officials as they unpile. Phillip came up with a football, and it's Wildcat football.
Yeah, man. Are you okay?
Okay, eyes and ears. Hey, first thing, congratulations on being 1-0. That was the goal, man. Okay, by 1 or by 50. And you earned yourself an opportunity to go and win another championship. Okay, so no more padding. We're not packing our The buses are already ordered. We're taking off, going to St. Cloud. Okay? 45-37 with 5 to go. Mesabi's up. Okay? Now, hey, whoever your opponent is, right? It's really just about us taking care of the things that we can control. That's first and foremost. It doesn't matter who the hell we're going to play, man. Okay, just do everything to earn that win, okay, next week. All right, and then we'll put in the time on the field, in the film room, and then we'll load it up, man, and go and win a championship, okay? Great.
I think so. The first time I ever saw football was with my brother, and we were watching these vines. And you know, back in the day, they used to have the little, like, well, not back in the day, but
it is kind of back in the day.
Hardest hits of football, 2020. So then I watched some of those, and I was just like, I want to hit somebody like that. You know, because I'm not the biggest. So, you know, that little math equation, or I think science equation, that's like force equals mass times speed. Yeah, that's how I see my speed, because at 200 pounds, usually, like right now, I'm 190, so. But you know, if I'm running at you with like 20 miles an hour, well, he's small, so he can't, you know what I'm saying? But that's exactly why it works on a lot of people, because
everybody's tough till they get punched in the mouth, as Mike Tyson said.
Same thing with Marshawn Lynch. You hit somebody in the head over and over, they don't want to keep getting hit.
And he's brought down by the Wildcat defenders, including Samuel Miller.
Good afternoon, 1229 on B92.7 as we are broadcasting from St. Cloud State University, Husky Stadium. We are about a half hour away from kickoff of the MCAC Football Championships as the North Dakota State College of Science Wildcats getting ready to take on Mesabi Range. This will be the first time that the Wildcats and Mesabi have played for the MCAC title, as the Wildcats 8-1 overall after a win over M-State Fergus Falls in the semifinals, and Mesabi Range started 0-4. That turned into 1-3 after they got a win back in a forfeit victory over Minnesota West when the Blue Jays had to forfeit their conference victories. They have turned things around. They have won 3 straight, the last of which a semifinal win in Rochester, 45-37 over RCTC. Football program is not here anymore at St. Cloud State. They do play soccer in this facility, and not a lot of football being played.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you may go. Proud of this team. Control what we can control. Go out and play to win. Play to win from the first whistle. From the first whistle. Love all of you. Play your ass off. Count on 3, 1, 2, 3! Yes!
Mesabi Range won the toss and deferred, so the Wildcat offense will get the ball to start.
I knew, you know, giving the ball to Mike, something was going to happen.
Douglas Jr. trying to break it outside of the right hash. 35 shakes a tackle. First down and more, and he's loose. He's at the 40, down the far side of the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, one play. And Michael Douglas Jr. breaks one for a touchdown. 69 yards on the game's first play. 15 seconds in, 6-0 Cats. Last week it took 2 plays. This week, just one. 6-0 Science. Pause. Left side of the carry, first down and more across the 30. To the far side goes Jamari Bibbs. Give again to the fullback. He's in this time for a touchdown. Antonio Hunt. A 1-yard plunge for a touchdown. Michael Douglas Jr. dances in the backfield, gets free again, 45. Tried a jump cut, may have slipped just a bit on the wet turf here at St. Cloud State. And an injured Wildcat, and I wonder if that is Douglas. That's not good, as he has really proven to be the game breaker here. A little bit of good news there with Michael Douglas Jr. off on his own power.
I always just got to encourage my team. I knew that when I got hurt, it was going to be a little struggle to get back in for my team, and it was going to be like a little downfall. Like, people kept coming up to me, asking if I'm coming back in. I'm like, yeah, I'll be ready, just working my knee. But when I knew that I wasn't going to come back in, I just had to encourage my team.
Still loose, scooped up by Mesabi. They go down the left side with it at the 10 to the 5, and they will score for a touchdown.
Forward, I thought.
It was forward. And once I seen the refs let it keep going, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And they got that. So when they had that momentum going, we just, everybody knew the game wasn't over. This ain't over yet. Wildcats, we known to fight. So
8-12 out of the opening quarter. It is a scoop and score touchdown from Mesabi Range from Jalen Toomer. Mosley scrambled to his left, chased by Bagel and now Miller. Miller trying to track him down, and he did to the far sideline. Great work by Sammy Miller, forced him out. It'll go down as a quarterback sack. It is a 4-man rush. Mosley across the middle. It is tipped and nearly caught off the deflection and incomplete. Avon Salmon nearly had himself a pick at the 30-yard line and dropped his Bibbs. Staying at home, Sammy Miller, and said, gotcha. And they aren't going to punt it. It is a pooch kick. It may work. It bounces inside the 15, inside the 5, and it is going to work. It'll roll down to the half-yard line. Line set. They run a fake, and they are stopped for a loss. The fake punt doesn't work, and Mesabi gets a golden opportunity to add to their lead with 7:53 to play. Toss, right side, Bibbs. Gets a block to the outside, to the corner, and he is in. Touchdown, Norseman. And the field goal unit will come out. I'll try and get some points here as it'll be Sam Burkle. 35-yard attempt is up. Does it have enough? It is on the way, and he got it. It's good. In the pocket closing, and he's sacked. Mason Pagel gets him inside the 20-yard line.
Pagel, I mentioned Mason, All-American. I mean, he can play almost every position on the defensive line. He's just that tough.
On the handoff, it goes to Bibbs. He's stacked up. Gonletto there. 25-yard line. Fullback, Hunt. Blast through left hash. 30, 35, 40. Still going. Finally gang tackled and down all the way to the 46-yard line. Second down and 13 to 43. Play action. Mosley in the pocket. Fires a bullet downfield. Bibbs wide open. Turns upfield 30 to the 20. Veering left to the 15 to the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. A perfect answer there by Mesabi Range, and the Cats are officially in trouble. 12:40 to go here in the third quarter.
You got a guy like Ish who, his will to win is very, very special.
Takes a snap. Quarterback keeper stumbles, stays on his feet. 25 gets free at the 20, 15, 10, 5 to the end zone. And Ishmael Holloway in for a Wildcat touchdown. Make it 29-16.
They right, I'm ready. I gotta, man up, and I gotta go out there and get it done. And we came out there with that mentality, and we made big plays.
Tackled by Davion Farrell for a pickup of 2. Left side, Bibbs trying to cut back. He's met by Cabrera and a whole host of Wildcats. Push back. And no gain to the 10. Safety 20 yards deep. Mosley looking. Fade route left side. It is underthrown. It is nearly intercepted.
The whole game, Peanut had been telling me, I know it's a lot of pressure coming, from the edge, from the defense, but that pass is there.
4-man rush. Ishmael Holloway back to throw. Deep down the right side for Carruthers. It's up for grabs. Trying to make the catch. A diving catch. Is he in? No signal yet. Yes! Touchdown Wildcats!
One thing as a quarterback you got to do is you got to trust your receivers. Man, I knew Peanut, he was good for it. So I seen the play. When I snapped the ball, I seen it was just him and one guy, and I trusted him, trusted my arm, and I threw it, and he made the catch.
I'm guessing that Coach Fernando kind of gave, Ish some freedom to say, don't be afraid to throw the ball up to a guy like Travion.
Here's the extra point. Henry knocks it in. Extra point is good. The Wildcat fans come to life. It's a one-score game. Actually, no, Mosley keeps it. He's in trouble in the backfield. He's going to be dropped to the 7-yard line by Mason Pagel. Looking right is Mosley. In trouble. He's sacked back at the 46-yard line. Chase Lawrence got him. And off up the middle, Jackson. 25 gets outside 30. First down 35. Gets the corner 40. And knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. There's a flag. He'll tack on some more. Empty backfield on the keeper, Ishmael Holloway. 35 gets loose at the 30. First down 25. He's at the 20. 15. Still going to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for its Wildcat touchdown. What a scramble by Ishmael Holloway. And the Cats have the lead, 30-29. Takes a hip-high snap, back to throw. He'll fire down the middle. It's into traffic, picked off. Malik Jackson, 27-yard line, upfield to the 40. One of the leaders in the nation in interceptions. With the interception, returns at 33 yards.
I remember as a freshman, the kid's maybe 5'8 and a half, 155 pounds soaking wet, and he's our starting safety. From a toughness standpoint, he ranks right up there. Pound for pound, one of the toughest kids I think we've had. I mean, he never really had an injury. He was in on a lot of tackles, very, very productive player.
Cade, right side, 15, outside of the 10, pinballing defenders, and he's going to slide down to the 3-yard line. That's going to be a first down. Trying to get everybody separated. Eric Isendorf saying, get over to the bench here. Yep, the clock's running down. This one's over. 30-29. The NDSCS Wildcats coming from 19 points down. They are MCAC champs for the second time in 3 years.
We did it! We gonna see y'all in the natties!
Well, I would say that was maybe the most unselfish play that I've ever seen here since I've been here. When he slid, I was blown away. I was really blown away because, sometimes kids will come into their own and say, well, I'll take the stat. You know what I mean? Take the 7 points.
Touchdown in the championship game.
Man, that looks that makes it look a lot better on paper and in the game. But then that opens the door for them to win. After talking with Coach Infranzato, at the meeting, they had decided that they were going to let us score. That was just an unbelievable play in that moment.
I need that ring. I need it.
What do you think, Murray? Huh? That's what you came here for, bro. So proud of you. So proud of you. Hasn't been easy.
The love that we share and share universally, I think, develops that trust, and then that's where the wins come.
Family, right? Family. That's what brought that together, because you could just feel it start to come off the tracks for them, right? And we kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter until we got victory, okay? Yeah. Now, this is the first team, okay, in NDSCS history that's won the regular season, the postseason, and the Region 13 championship.
Hey, where's the legacy? Where is the legacy? We want it all. Keep doing this, man. Don't stop. Freshman, don't stop. Go get it next year.
Never forget, okay, this is your second home, man. Okay, Wildcats is your second home, your second family, the people that will always be there for you. You don't usually get your high school people back, but you get your college friends back, the ones that you grind with, right? Blood, sweat, and tears, and there were a lot of that going on this year. But look at how we pulled it together. You're champs, man. Sure. Not just on the hardware, but in life, too.
Say it. Come on. The motivational quote for the day is, win the day.
Hey, get a break, man. Okay, congrats.
First play, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think I was scoring the first play, but they caught it, the hole open. I got off the tackles and scored.
How sweet is it for the team to come back and win, knowing that you got knocked out of the game early?
We knew it was gonna happen. We face adversity, but we always come back.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm great now. I'm great. I'm great.
The best part about playing for the Wildcats is just family. Everybody's together. We all support each other, and when we come out here, we make sure that we all playing together, and we all got each other back. And that's what all that matters, to win the day.
This one will be talked about for a long time. And again, with this team, they never took the easy route. They never took the straight road. It was always winding and twisting, a 30-29 win. And now they sit and wait to see if they will get an invite to the national championship game on December 7th. This is Wildcat football, and again, we'll see if there's a championship game. If not, it's been a fun run. So long.
JUCO's a good place to, come here, learn, get bigger and stronger. And, it's no rush. There's no rush to, I got to hurry up, go D1, D2. It's no rush. So, take the time to get your body developed to be able to play at that level. You're here for a reason, Don't waste your time. Show up to class. Don't be late to class, We all really take that seriously.
And we had a great season, 9-2, that MCAC championship, we fed on our original goal as a natty, but, that's why I got one more year.
You're one of us. I mean, you, for a long time, Dr. Richmond was in our conference, in our region for football. So when we got into the situation where with Iowa Central and thinking about who we wanted to be in our bowl game, I told Dr. Flanagan there was no one else.
This great group of Tritons, this great group of Wildcats, never be assembled again. Take the time tomorrow after the game to tell your teammates and coaches how much you enjoyed their company and how much you appreciated the opportunity to play football with them. Take that time tomorrow. My challenge number 2 is this. There are several people in your life who have assisted you in your collegiate, academic, and athletic journey. I challenge you to call or text at least 1 or 2 of these special people. Just tell them thank you. And do it tonight. Don't wait, well, I'll get it on the bus ride home or I'll get it Monday, because then you won't do it. Do it tonight. It'll mean the world to them. It'll make you feel really good inside too. And when you do that, don't be afraid to tell them you love them. Don't be afraid to tell someone that's done a lot for you that you do love them. They need to hear that.
And we want them to succeed so much, that it comes through. And our guys know that about me. That doesn't mean that I'm soft, okay? It just means that I love each and every one of them. And like Coach said, I try to say that as much as possible to our team and to our players, because you just don't know who else hasn't heard that. Okay, so I encourage you to do that to a young man in your life, to a pee-wee football player that comes to your game and watch you play. Or when you have your own children and you have that, opportunity to see them be successful and succeed. Tell them that you love them every single day.
You've earned the right to play one more time. You think about what you do. You bust your tail for 365 days a year for 10 or 11 opportunities.
Iowa Central has battled their way through a challenging 2024 season to finish 5-6. The Tritons started with a 1-4 record on the year. All 4 of those losses came by 7 points or less, including 2 one-point losses to number 11 Highland and number 14 Dodge City.
Win the day.
Kids on 3! 1, 2, 3! This will be the team's first meeting against each other since November 9th of 2013, where Iowa Central won 19-15. North Dakota State Community College of Science was once a member of the Midwest Football Conference in the West Division with the 3 ICCAC teams of today. Now the league disbanded after the 2013 season.
Basically, they came out to play. They really did. And when we've seen those guys face to face, they really gave us, that challenge.
Being 5 weeks removed from the last game, that didn't help. That was tough. Not being on a regular football field, being in a gym and not knowing your landmarks and things like that. It was very clear that we got off to a very slow start. They had just played 2 weeks prior. They're playing on a turf field, practice on a turf field, so I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back. Obviously, you like to play a little bit better at the start. Obviously, the first half is embarrassing, and you never want to do that. We should have scored probably on the opening drive, even at least a field goal.
Yeah, there was also a PI in the end zone on the opening drive that they missed really bad. We got a good video of that one.
It's terrible.
They pinned the arm down. I think it was Rodriguez.
At halftime, I said about one sentence. Coach Jarvis went in and very calmly just kind of addressed what happened.
But I think a lot of players kind of underestimated the program, because when the first half, everybody was just in total shock.
This is just a new game. Like, we almost had to take it in 2 games. And then we come out after halftime and get that big return and some momentum.
And we were talking about this off air during halftime, but North Dakota State College of Science, here's a nice return here. Hang on now. Open Rome looking to score the first touchdown of the game for the Wildcats and brought down.
They went down and scored. They put that big kid in 2 plays they scored. We lost 7-6 to their 2s and 3s, and mostly their 2s. That opportunity led to some guys getting some scholarship opportunities. Chase Lawrence hadn't had a single call, in recruiting, and now he's at a D2 in West Virginia on scholarship. Our message was that I was really proud of them for not giving up. And life is going to deal you some really crappy hands, over your lifetime, and this certainly will not be the worst thing that ever happens. Told stories of some of our former players that have gotten killed, murdered, back where they live, and what their families must have to deal with each and every day. Like there's nothing in comparison to that. So, we just took it as, they were obviously better, but our fight was there.
Well, 2nd and 12 here. What do you do here if you're the Wildcats?
Pass it.
Pass it. They got an open man downfield. It's on the money. You called it right on, eh?
The greatest compliment that anyone can ever give you is that you're a great teammate. That's far more important. How many yards you rushed for, how many yards you passed for, how many tackles you made, how many interceptions or fumbles you covered, how well you block, how well you tackle. The greatest compliment someone can give you is you're a great teammate. I am darn glad you're on my team. I'm so glad he's on my team. And that has nothing to do with where you're at in the depth chart. Everyone here tonight is special because guess what? You're in the club. And they didn't let just anybody in the club. It took every ounce of heart and sweat and blood. Make sure tomorrow you're proud to be in the club. Not everyone can do it. The membership to the club is prized and it's privileged. And everyone in this room is in it. Congratulations on being in the club, boys. Have a super rest of your night. Good luck tomorrow. Have fun with your buddies tomorrow one last time. Thank you.